Next, I would like to welcome Steven from Rebind, where we will hear how an experienced founder team is making decentralized finance accessible to mainstream users and takes away all the complexities.
I mean, now you told the secret already. I wanted to keep it a bit. Yeah, so as introduced already, I'm Steven, one of the co-founders of Rebind, and I'm very excited to show you a product that kinda encapsulates everything you heard today. I was almost jumping quite often during the panels, so very excited to show you a product that everyone here can use, and even your sister and your mother. But before doing so, I want to leave you with a few very impressive images. So this is actually not a war zone. It's Europe. 10 years ago, maybe some of you have recognized it. It's in Athens. 1st July 2015, banks have been closed for weeks. People were allowed to withdraw $60 a day, only on an ATM. On this exact date, roughly 1,000 banks opened across the country to only allow pensioners to get access to their money because they simply had no card to use the ATM before. The people really lost access to their life savings. And actually the system that should keep this safe completely locked them out. And I think this sucks. Actually, at one point, finance started based on trust. So people interacting with people, then people with banks, clearinghouses, custodians, all of them came into play. And it grew a crazy system, right? Although, today, those transactions still travel through the entire chain. It's very inefficient, it creates delays, and if it really screws you up, you do not even have access to the money anymore. Today we heard a lot of great talks that this is not really necessarily anymore because you guys are building great shit or investing in great projects. And I mean, it also doesn't suit the world we live in. I mean, we are digitally, global, always on. And let's be honest, the current traditional banks aren't really like that. The question now is, if on-chain billions of money already move completely freely in seconds, why hasn't that really lifted off? And to simplify this a bit, let's go back to uni and maybe map a bit the consumer finance landscape on this very simple chart. It's for sure too simple, but maybe easy to understand. So on the one hand, we have the classic banks. Let's say, meanwhile, they have okay-ish interfaces, but they're fairly inefficient in providing value to their customers. Then we got the neobanks, incredible products. I'm a huge Revolut fan, but the entire products are still built on the same legacy infrastructure. Then everything that happens on-chain, all the great protocols, dozens of blockchains, all those digital assets, everything that we just heard before from all of you guys here, insanely powerful, but impossible to access for the normies. So here we are. Powerful unequals easy, and easy unequals powerful. And what actually all great innovations at one point have in common is that they really lift off when there's the interface coming that makes it very accessible for everyone. Just think about the internet and the Macintosh, and also computers, iPhones, all these moments. And this is kind of what we are doing with Rebind. We are trying to create this iPhone moment for the full on-chain world that is already out there for, meanwhile, 2, 3, 4, 5 years since DeFi summer, but no one of you probably use it every day because it's just too hard. And now let me show you how it works. That's the Rebind app. Of course, first, the most important step, how to get the money in. The app comes with a personal IBAN on your name, so no rejections. It comes with 0 fees. You can use SEPA Instant. Just send money, you get it on-chain in seconds. If you want to diversify your cash, maybe you want to hedge currencies, you can easily trade euro to US dollar stablecoins, even Swiss francs, for less than a cent. It really doesn't require a treasury manager to do it. I did not click. Here we go. Most important thing, I mean, the guys and ladies in Greece weren't not only locked out, probably they didn't also get no money on the stuff they deposited. With us, you have access to products that were also just shown in order to get at least 2x the yield that you're currently earning on your typical standard savings account. It's very easy. You can easily tap, deposit, withdraw at any time. There are no lockups. And it's very, very simple. Of course, everyone likes Bitcoin, right? So yes, you can buy Bitcoin. You buy it directly at the source, so not on Coinbase, that is screwing you up with their spreads and fees. I would say we are roughly 70% cheaper than the standard retail brokerage. You have the full ownership. No one can lock you out. You get a bunch of other cryptocurrencies. I think, if I'm not lying, currently you have around 700 already listed. And of course, we have Next, stocks, RWAs, all those products, digital gold, that you can also invest in. And then again, thanks to the programmability of on-chain finance, used across the entire app also for different purposes. The final problem, of course, you want to use the money, right? The app also allows you to send it to any IBAN you like. So you can really send money as a standard wiring to your friend or your sister or your mother straight with the assets you have on chain. Another alternative is just spend it. We have a Visa debit card integrated, earns you quite some decent cash back. You have no FX fees, so it's very, very simple to make use of what you actually earned before. Yeah, meanwhile, there are 700 million people already around the world having access to digital assets, but 90% of them are still off-chain. And this is what we are trying to solve, because the interface has not been simple enough yet, and this is what we are addressing. The nice thing is, we kind of built a full-stack finance app with 4 people in 8 months, no compliance overhead, no liquidity required, simply thanks to blockchain. Thanks.